Good start here to our morning here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. The 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game here from Brent Brown Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University. Good morning, I am Ryan Pickens. As we settle in here for these two teams, this game's going to feature the Wayne Badgers and the Tabiona Tigers in this one, as the Tabiona Tigers are taking the field right now, as their starting pitcher will be Dylan Leffler. Will get the start, the right-hander going through his warm-up tosses. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup first for the Wayne Badgers. They'll be the visiting team in this one. Leading off will be number 00, Jaden Elliott. Batting second, the second baseman, Brock Brinkerhoff. Nathan Dendy, the designated hitter, will hit third. Cooper Williams at first base will bat cleanup, with Brendan Robbins, the shortstop, hitting fifth. Zach Davis, the third baseman, hits sixth. Porter Van Orden in center field will hit seventh. Padden Patterson in right field hits eighth, and Landon Chappell gets the start on the mound, and he'll round out the order for Wayne. The Badgers are wearing their yellow tops and their white pants today. I think they're also wearing the purple hats. The Tabiona Tigers in the white pants and kind of the camouflage top uniforms today. And let's give you their defense. In left, it will be Bo Bateman. Brendan Wagner gets the start in center field, with Wyatt Fabrizio in right. On the infield, it will be Justin Clyde at third, Devin Leffler at short, Reno Humphrey at second base, Cameron Leffler at first base. Dusty Jones will be behind the plate, and the right-hander Dylan Leffler is just about set and ready to face his first batter, as Jaden Ellett will stand in from the right side. So we're set, ready to go for a couple hours of baseball. 7 innings to decide the 2015 Class 1A state champion, and Leffler winds and comes home, and his first pitch misses off the plate for a ball, and we're underway right at 12 noon. 1 ball and no strikes the count as Ellett stands back in, waves that bat around up over his shoulder, and the 1-0 pitch on its way. Another kind of breaking ball that misses away, ball 2, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes on Jaden Ellett. Dylan Leffler, the right-hander, doesn't take much time off the mound, pretty much stays right on the rubber, gets the sign and delivers the 2-0 pitch. That one swung out and missed, and Leffler gets his first strike of the ball game, as Ellett stood back there and took a big cut there, and that one came up empty. 2 balls and 1 strike. Leffler kind of shaking his head, getting the sign here from Dusty Jones behind home plate. That one misses high, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Jaden Ellett. One thing in the state championship game to always kind of keep an eye on, especially in that first few batters of the ball game, is the pitchers probably have some nerves pitching in the state championship game. So it's something to keep an eye on, not just for Leffler, but the 3-1 pitch misses high, ball 4, and the leadoff man gets on. Jaden Ellett gets a 5-pitch walk. But also something to keep an eye on as well when you get in the bottom half of the inning, when Landon Chappell takes the mound. So here's second baseman Brock Brinkerhoff, number 14, will stand in once again from the right side. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Big ballpark is here at Brent Brown Ballpark, especially out in the right center field and left center field. The first pitch coming home, Brinkerhoff takes that one a little low and away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here on Brinkerhoff. Cameron Leffler going to hold on the runner over at first base, so a big hole on that right side of the infield. Up the middle, Reno Humphrey and Devin Leffler playing at double play depth. The 1-0 pitch coming in, that one high, kind of inside and tight, is kind of turning out of the way there was Brinkerhoff, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes to count on the number 2 hitter for the Wayne Badgers. Playing in, Justin Clyde playing about even with the grass there at third base, maybe anticipating Brinkerhoff laying a bunt down. He's not there, and this 2-0 pitch gets in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Just underway here in the 1A state championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Thank you for joining us here. Not a cloud in the sky. Well, I guess 2 or 3 is that one. A throw over, and back safely is Ellett. It's a couple down kind of towards the south of us here at Orem. But for the most part, just a picture-perfect day for baseball. 2 balls and a strike. The runner's going to go, and that one's going to be low. The throw down to second's not going to be a time. Sliding in is Ellett, as he got a great jump. He was about halfway to second base before I think Dylan Leffler even delivered that ball home, and Dusty Jones was going to have to make a perfect throw down to second to have any chance of getting him, and he wasn't able to get him. So a stolen base for Wayne, and they have a runner in scoring position here early on. Time called here is looks like Ellett kind of shaken up a little bit there at second base. He's kind of stretching out. It looks somewhere kind of in his shin area there. He did slide in, and there was a couple, obviously the shortstop Devin Leffler and Reno Humphrey both kind of colliding on the bag there. So maybe kind of knocked shins or something. 3 balls and a strike. Big lead again for Ellett there at second base. Devin Leffler at second, kind of coming back in behind the runner here. The 3-1 pitch, that one in there on the outside corner for a called strike. Humphrey Brinkerhoff there kind of started moving toward first base there, and then the strike call came on the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the first full count here of the afternoon. The 3-2 pitch coming home. Brinkerhoff takes that one low and away, ball 4, and now Wayne has the first couple of men on here. Back-to-back walks allowed here in the inning, and now Nathan Dendy, the designated hitter, will stand in. And this is a situation where it's always kind of a debate in a coach's mind as to whether or not they're going to lay down the bunt and move the runners into scoring position, especially when you get your 3, 4, and 5 hitters up, typically some of your stronger hitters. Pitch comes home, and that one taken low and away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Nathan Dendy. So early on in this one, it's been tough for Dylan Leffler to find the strike zone. As he kind of kicks off some dirt there off the mound here as he takes a look at Jaden Ellett running on at second base. Ellett at second, Brinkerhoff at first. The 1-0 pitch coming home. Another pitch stays high above the belt, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Nathan Dendy. Cooper Williams in the on-deck circle, number 15, will follow here for Wayne in the top of the first inning. No score. Coming set on the mound, Leffler comes home. The 2-0 pitch swung on. That one's going to be fouled away, and it'll be 2 balls and a strike here. So it just goes up over the seating area here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's 3:05 down the left field line. It's going to be 4:20 into that deep left center power alley as Brennan Wagner playing relatively deep there in center. And then it's 3:12 down the right field line, 4:08 to dead center field. 2-1 pitch. Ellett once again kind of getting a big lead there at second. That one blocked in the dirt. A good stop by Dusty Jones to keep that one from going to the backstop, and the count runs to 3-1. Here at Brent Brown Ballpark, a pretty deep backstop from behind home plate from the catcher's area to the backstop. And so if a ball gets past Dusty Jones, that will be probably a free base throughout the afternoon. 3-1 pitch coming in. That one high, ball 4, and the Wayne Badgers have loaded the bases here in the first. Bases loaded for Wayne. We'll have a visit out to the mound. And I mean, that is one thing. You have to think, this is a state championship game, and some emotions are probably definitely running high for both of these teams as we go throughout. It's going to be interesting to see here. We've seen it before where pitchers have struggled in the first inning or so, then that inning ends, and then they have an opportunity to kind of get back, kind of settle in, I guess I should say, for the second and third inning. And it's one thing to think of here if you're Tabiona, is really what you want to prevent at this point is the big explosion, and you don't want to allow Wayne to have a 3 or 4 spot before you even get up. So think of it, if you get a ground ball, maybe turn a double play here, you will allow maybe 1 run to come in and score, but at the same time, 1 run compared to bases loaded and nobody out wouldn't be necessarily bad. But it looks like Tabiona here, they're going to bring the infield in. Everybody playing on the grass. They want to keep Wayne off the scoreboard as Cooper Williams, the first baseman, stands in. Runners, the disadvantage to this, runners at first and second can get a pretty big lead. And they do. The first pitch, breaking ball, stays high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So Dendy at first, he got a lead there right in between where the first and second baseman are playing. And Brinkerhoff was right behind the shortstop. Big leads on the base paths here. Dylan Leffler working here from the windup with the bases loaded. He kicks and delivers the 1-0. Breaking ball ducking as that one goes up over his head, Cooper Williams. And the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes here on the cleanup hitter for the Wayne Badgers. Leffler gets the sign from Dusty Jones, and he slide steps, kicks, and delivers. That one swung on and missed as Cooper Williams took a cut on the outside corner and came up empty. It's 2 balls and a strike. Still a favorable hitter's count here if you're Cooper Williams. Big gaps right now sitting out into right center field with Brendan Wagner kind of shaded a little bit more towards left center field. The 2-1 pitch comes home. That one misses high, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Currently no action going in that Tabiona bullpen as it's a sea of purple really kind of down that left field line right behind the Tabiona dugout. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Fastball count here for Cooper Williams. Should see something good to hit. Dylan Leffler comes home. That one misses high, ball 4, and 4 straight walks. And Dylan Leffler's afternoon looks like it's going to come to an end. The second visit to the mound, and the Wayne Badgers have a 1-0 lead. So 4 straight walks here. We'll have a pitching change here at Brent Brown Ballpark. We'll keep you here with the camera. I'm going to take a break on the audio here, and we'll get you introduced to the new Tabiona pitcher here in a moment. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Now pitching for Tabiona, number 7, Devin Leffler.
Top of the first inning here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Right now, Wayne with the bases loaded, nobody out. New pitcher. It's going to be Devin Leffler on the mound. The right-hander will move from shortstop to the pitcher's mound. Reno Humphrey will move from second base to short. And I believe what happened was Dylan Leffler went from pitching to second base. Pitch comes in, that one low for a ball. That one blocked in the dirt by Dusty Jones. That's 1 ball and no strikes to the shortstop, Brendan Robbins. Infield once again in for Tabiona, so a ball's going to have to be hit right at one of those infielders to try to cut the run down. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So there are advantages to cutting the run down. Oftentimes you won't see it necessarily in the first inning where they'll bring the infield in. But Tabiona wants to make sure that this one doesn't get out of hand early. The 1-1 pitch coming home, breaking ball. That one settles right in at the knees with the slow curveball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Devin Leffler, number 7, the right-hander, working from the windup, gets the sign from Dusty Jones. Time called here by Brendan Robbins, and he'll step out of the box. The 1-2 pitch on its way home, breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3. And the first out of the ball game recorded here by Devin Leffler. The right-hander gets the strikeout of Brendan Robbins, and that brings up third baseman Zach Davis.
Zach Davis.
Davis will stand in from the right side here for Wayne. Wayne has won their last state championship, came back in 2010. They had some good runs in that 2000 stretch, winning 2006, 2007, 2008 state championships. Breaking ball comes inside on the corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. As 1A's kind of been a stretch of runs. You saw Penguich a few years ago have that great 3-year stretch. So kind of it's been stretches of state championships at the 1A level. 0-1 pitch coming in, and that was swung on and fouled back, and Devin Leffler ahead now. No balls and 2 strikes here on the right-handed hitting Zach Davis. Running to third, it's Brock Brinkerhoff. It's going to be Nathan Dendy, the runner on at second base, and Cooper Williams at first. Infield up the middle, double play depth, so they'll try to turn the double play. On the corners, though, are playing in on the grass. Devin Leffler winds, kicks, and comes home. That one off the plate for a ball, and the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Zach Davis. Devin Leffler, 68 degrees at first pitch. That one bounced away. It's going to get to the backstop. Coming in to score is Brinkerhoff, and it's 2-0 Wayne here in the first. As Brinkerhoff's able to score, everybody else will move up 90 feet, and Wayne has a 2-0 lead on the wild pitch. Not sure whether that would be a wild pitch or a pass ball. It looked like it just went straight in the dirt. Dusty Jones tried to keep it in front of him, but if it gets to the backstop or kicks down the sides here at Brent Brown Ballpark, there's a lot of room where you're going to be able to move up. Infield comes back in for Tabiona here. The 2-2 pitch to Davis on its way. That one swung on, grounded right to and past the shortstop Humphrey. Coming in to score is Dendy. Williams right behind him. It's 4-0 Wayne here in the top of the first. All the walks that Tabiona allowed comes back to hurt him. And the first hit of the ball game is a 2-run single by Zach Davis. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Porter Van Oren. A quick visit here out to the mound. Dusty Jones, the catcher, will go out and we'll try to see here if he can't calm down the Tabiona infield here and try to see if they can't get a double play. 4 runs on 1 hit. If you're just joining us, Wayne having 4 straight walks to start the ball game. All allowed by starting pitcher Dylan Leffler. Pitch on its way from Devin Leffler. That one's hit well out to left field. Going back, and it's going to be on the wall. It's going to roll, and it's going to be in deep left center field. Coming around to score is Zach Davis. It's 5-0. The throw to third is going to be cut off by Justin Clyde, and Wayne has jumped onto a quick 5-0 lead. The ball was hit to maybe the deepest part of one of the deeper parts of the ballpark here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Just hit up, went towards the light standard out there in deep left center field. And with Bo Bateman in left field playing more towards the line, that ball was just easily put out there. In that gap, it was a long run for Brendan Wagner in center field to run over to the gap. So here with 1 away, and it's going to be Peyton Patterson coming up to the plate. The line, the delivery comes, and that one in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Not the start you were looking for if you're Tabiona. The good news is you have plenty of time to try to get back in it. That one swung on, and that was going to almost kick away, it did kick away from Dusty Jones, but not enough where Porter Van Oren could think about scoring, and the count moves to 0-2 on Patterson. I think there was some conversation of whether or not that hit Patterson's bat or not, which would have been a foul ball, but Dusty Jones with the smart play to go after the ball anyway. The 0-2 pitch on its way, another breaking ball, sits right on the inside corner, but missed inside for a ball, and it's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count. Ready to go from the windup here. Patterson takes a step out of the box. Now he'll step back in. The 1-2 pitch on its way. That one swung on, grounded over to third. Clyde with it. He's going to come home. The throw's going to be in time, and they're going to cut down Van Oren at the plate for the second out of the inning. So a big out there if you are Tabiona, because now you're able to keep the run off the board and you still get the out. Patterson does get reached first, though. But there you'll take the out as the ninth man of the plate. Landon Chappell will come to the plate, the opposing pitcher. Chappell takes that one low and in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. You can't ask for a better situation if you're Landon Chappell, and that's to quickly get some run support on the board. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Pickoff move, Patterson dives, had to scramble back, and the throw came just in the nick of time, but Patterson able to get his hand back in under the tag. Devin Luffler with a very quick move over to first. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Holding the Cameron Luffler holding on the runner at first. Here comes the pitch. That one blocked in the dirt. Nice stop by Dusty Jones, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. In the bottom of the first inning, when Tabiona comes up, they'll send up Dusty Jones, Devin Luffler, and Reno Humphrey, 1, 2, and 3. 2-0 pitch coming, breaking ball, and Landon Chappell put his bat out there for a called strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Chappell tried to hold up, but his bat head just went way too far around the plate there, and it was a called strike. Getting his lead over at first base is Peyton Patterson. Not a pretty conservative lead. Breaking ball once again finds it in the knee-high strike, and it's 2-2. Devin Luffler with that nice slow curveball. It's been able to just freeze the Wayne Badger hitters so far tonight. I should say this afternoon. Patterson had his lead, now gets back to the bag. Coming set, Luffler comes home. That one misses low and away, ball 3. And the count runs to full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Peyton Patterson probably will be on the move here with the pitch. Typically 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. That runner will go. It's either strike 3 or ball 4 or hit and play. Pickoff move, and he's getting back there safely, was Peyton Patterson. The ball thrown a little offline there that time. Typically you'll want to try to put it right over the base where the first baseman there, Cameron Luffler, can just slap the tag. 3-2 pitch, that one inside behind off the glove of Dusty Jones. It's ball 4 anyway. And that will bring the 10th man of the plate up to the inning here for Wagner, back to the, or for Wayne, and back to the top of the lineup with Jaden Ellett.
Now coming to the plate, 0-0, Jaden Ellett.
So Ellett will come to the plate here. He doesn't have an official at bat, walked back in the first, and then stole second base, and he came around to score later on the walk, I believe, by Cooper Williams. Pitch coming home, breaking ball right on the outside corner. It's no balls and a strike. That one just froze Ellett on the outside corner. Runners get their lead at second base. It's Peyton Patterson, Landon Chappell over at first. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to third, but foul. Justin Clyde gave it a look, but it went foul. It'll be quick. It'll be no balls and 2 strikes to count. They'll get that baseball in here from left field. They'll take that last one out of play, and there's a new baseball here. Hasn't been given yet, too. You got the pitcher on the mound, Devin Luffler, saying, hey, I need a baseball here. And the third base umpire had collected the ball and put it in his pocket. And Luffler's going, hey, I need a ball. So no balls and 2 strikes to the count. Devin Luffler started the game at shortstop and then came into pitch. Working from the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. Off, called, strike 3, right on the outside corner. And Devin Luffler gets his second strikeout of the inning, but the Wayne Badgers do their damage. They score 5 runs in the first inning on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 left on at the end of a half inning here from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 5, Tabiona coming to bat after the break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
In the Utah first. Tabiona, Wayne comes up with 5 runs off 2 hits. There were no errors. They lead 2 after half inning hits. Wayne 5, Tabiona coming to bat.
Bottom of the first inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah, and the Tabiona Tigers coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Dusty Jones, number 24, the catcher, will stand in to lead it off. They'll be facing right-handed pitcher Landon Chappell today. Chappell has the pitcher's best friend, and that's some run support here in the early going. So here's Dusty Jones from the right side. The first pitch comes in. Jones swings, hits that one right to second. It's going to be knocked down by Brinkerhoff, but he doesn't field it cleanly, and Dusty Jones is on to start the bottom of the first inning. We'll see how they rule that, and it's going to be an E4 against Brock Brinkerhoff. The ball was hit pretty hard, but still pretty routine. Brinkerhoff had plenty of time where he could have fielded that cleanly to get Dusty Jones. And now it's going to be the pitcher, Devin Leffler, to stand in. Leffler wears number 7. And Jones with a big lead at first. Leffler hits that one right to short. Fielded by Robbins. His only play is first. The throw across the diamond in time for the first out of the bottom of the first. So Tabiona has come to swing the bat. 2 pitches and 2 swings, and 1 away here in the inning. And second baseman Reno Humphrey will come to the plate.
Now coming to the plate.
Sorry, I should say shortstop Reno Humphrey. Humphrey moved from second to short. Humphrey stands in from the right side wearing number 13. Pitch on its way, breaking ball misses away for the ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. This is a Tabiona team that can put up some runs here in the 1A playoffs. In the quarterfinals against Tintic, they put up 13 and then put up 15 yesterday against Paiute. That one knocked down in the dirt. The snap throw down to second. He's getting back in underneath the tag as the ball kind of again skips away from Brinkerhoff, but right over to Brendan Robbins. I think it might have hit off the base runner and kicked over to short. Let's give you the Tabiona Tigers lineup. Dusty Jones, the catcher, leads off. Devin Leffler, the pitcher, bats second. Reno Humphrey will hit in the 3rd spot. Justin Clyde in the on-deck circle. The 2-0 pitch swung on, popped up. It's going to go foul back behind us here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's 2 balls and a strike. Dylan Leffler, the second baseman, will hit in the 5 spot for Tabiona. Cameron Leffler will hit 6th. Bo Bateman hits 7th. Brennan Wagner hits 8th, and Wyatt Fabrizio rounds out the order. There's a called strike on the outside corner, and it's in there for strike number 2, and it evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for Wayne, it will be Tyler Chappell in left, Porter Van Oren in center, Peyton Patterson in right. The 2-2 pitch, low, ball 3, and the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Davis at third, Brendan Robbins at short, Brock Brinkerhoff at second, Cooper Williams at first, And then Jaden Ellett behind home plate. That pitch is going to be grounded right to second. Brinkerhoff fields this one cleanly. The throw is going to pull him off. He's going to pull Williams off first base, but Williams enough time to tag the bag in time for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs, third baseman Justin Clyde comes to the plate, the cleanup hitter. Clyde, the third baseman today for Tabiona. Looking to try to see if the Tigers can get their first run of the ball game and cut into this Wayne lead. First pitch, low with the fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Dusty Jones broke for the plate on the pitch and then went back, and then the throw mishandled by Chappell, and he acted like he was going to break for home again, but luckily Brock Brinkerhoff was right there to back up the throw. Had he not, that might have gotten Tabiona's first run across the board. The 1-0 pitch breaks high. Good stop by Ellett behind. Snap throw down to third, but back is Dusty Jones standing as Jaden Ellett let everybody know that he's got a cannon behind home plate there with that throw. Yeah, it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Clyde. 2-0 pitch. This one swung on and a high fly ball hit into the afternoon sky. Van Oren is there in center field. He reaches up and makes the play, and the bottom of the first inning comes to an end. So Dusty Jones gets on via the error by Brock Brinkerhoff, but he doesn't come around to score. At the end of 1 complete here from Brent Brown Ballpark, it's Wayne 5, Tabiona 0. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the second inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark, and right now,
second, number 14, Brock
Brinkerhoff, Nathan Dendy, Cooper Williams, 2, 3, and 4 coming up here against Devin Leffler. And Leffler gets set and delivers his first pitch, a fastball that misses in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. 1 game today, so winner take all here at the 1A state tournament. Winner of this is the 2015 Class 1A state champ. Oh, it misses low for a ball, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff last inning walked and then came around to score. The 2-0 pitch, the wind and the delivery comes. Breaking ball misses high above the letters, and the count runs to 3 balls and no strikes here on Brinkerhoff. 3-0 Brinkerhoff probably taking all the way as the delivery comes home. That one high, ball 4, and Brock Brinkerhoff has his second walk of the ball game. That is the first walk allowed by Devin Leffler. And that's going to bring up Nathan Dendy. Dendy was another one that took a walk, and then he came around to score as well on the 2-run single by Zach Davis. Pickoff move, diving back safely over to first was Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff's going to get those white pants and that yellow jersey a little dirty there after that dive back to the bag. Brinkerhoff kind of moving around first, acting like he might try to maybe see if he can't take second base. This one inside and comes in and hits Dendy. And now a couple of men on once again here in the second with nobody out for Cooper Williams as control problems for Tabiona's pitching. Dusty Jones is going to go out and have a word here with his pitcher, Devin Leffler. And really, if you're Tabiona, you don't want to give up too many more runs, because each run that you give up makes it a lot more tougher to kind of climb out of this hole. And I mean, you do have 7 innings. I do understand that, but if you dig yourself into too big a hole, it's hard to get out. So with nobody out, Cooper Williams, he walked and scored back in the first inning. Devin Leffler checks Brinkerhoff at second, and this one comes home. That one blocked in the dirt. It's going to kick away from Dusty Jones. Brinkerhoff's going for third. He's going to get there, and alertly moving up was Dendy. Dusty Jones. Dendy would have been maybe a sitting duck had he thrown down to second. They would have had Dendy, but instead, Dendy able to quickly move down to second on the throw to third, and now Wayne with a couple of base runners in scoring position here for Cooper Williams. It's Brendan Robbins in the on-deck circle for the Badgers. Infield once again coming in for Tabiona. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball swung on and missed by Williams, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield playing pretty straight away for Brizio and Wright. Brendan Wagner maybe shaded a few steps to his left here. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, that one's hit right to third. Clyde's gonna make a nice grab and then dives back to the bag, but couldn't get Brinkerhoff. And now with 1 out in the inning, that's gonna bring up Brendan Robbins.
Now coming to play number 18, Brendan Robbins.
Robbins is 0 for 1. He went down on strikes. He was the first batter that Devin Leffler faced back in the first inning. Devin Leffler comes home. Fastball misses off the plate for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Infield in with Cameron Leffler at first, playing about maybe a step off the infield grass. 1-0 pitch on its way. Breaking ball swung up, popped up. This one's hit high into center field. Brendan Wagner getting back under it. He's going to make the play. Tagging and coming in from third is Brock Brinkerhoff, and it's 6-0 in favor of Wayne. A sacrifice fly from Brendan Robbins. Got to give him credit there. That's good baseball. Just understanding the situation. Less than 2 outs. That fly ball to the outfield is good enough to get that run home from third, and that's exactly what he was able to do. Obviously, any hitter would have liked to have gapped one and brought both runs home, but understanding there, the main thing is just getting at least the 1 run home. Here's Zach Davis. He had a 2-run single through the left side back in the first, and that one misses away with the fastball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Davis hit just a hard ground ball in between Clyde and Humphrey that got into left field. That was able to bring home 2 more back in that inning for Wayne. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, that one low, ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Zach Davis. Tabiona with the 2 outs in the inning will move their infield back. They'll play kind of normal depth all the way around. As the 2-0 pitch comes home, another breaking ball swung on, popped up. This one on the infield. Giving it a look, it's going to be Devin Leffler. He'll make the play, and the second inning comes to an end. But Wayne is able to get 1 run. They get it on a Brock Brinkerhoff walk, and then a sacrifice fly from Brendan Robbins. We head to the bottom of the second inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 6, Tabiona 0. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Wayne, they come up with 1 run. They lead 1. After 1.5, the score is Wayne 6, Tabiona 0. Remind all your friends, neighbors, fans, this game is going live on KSL.com. You can watch a live stream of today's ball game going live right now at KSL.com.
Bottom of the second inning here from Brent Brown Ballpark. Tabiona will come back up to bat here, looking to try to get something going offensively. As Dylan Leffler will come to the plate. It'll be Dylan Leffler, Cameron Leffler, and Bo Bateman. And the first pitch swung on. That one's grounded over to third. Fielded, knocked down by Davis, but he's not going to have a play. He'll just hold on to the baseball there. And Devin Leffler is aboard here to start the second inning. Assuming that's probably going to be an error on Zach Davis, and it will. The second error of the afternoon for Wayne, as Cam Leffler will come to the plate. Leffler wears number 32. Stands in, ready to go. Running over at first is Dylan Leffler. The pitch there, and they're going to say he goes for strike one there, as Leffler tried to check his swing there and just went around there. Cam Leffler. No balls and one strike to count. You have to make sure your head of your bat doesn't cross home plate. There he'll check his swing again, this time for a ball, and the count evens up at 1-1. So that's what Leffler's trying to make sure, is that that bat head doesn't come out over the middle of the plate. One ball and one strike to count. Here's the pitch. That one right on the outside corner. Just painted the snap throw down to first, and diving back there is Dylan Leffler. And now it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Cam Leffler. Bo Bateman in the on-deck circle, number 2, getting loose. He'll hit next for Tabiona. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, high, ball 2, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Landon Chappell has been pretty efficient, allowed no hits so far. That one just high with the fastball, and the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Cam Leffler. Porter Van Oren in center field, shaded further into left center, trying to protect against that gap. Swung on and missed. The throw down to second, and he are going to have the sliding in underneath the tag there was Dylan Leffler. The throw beat him. The throw from Jaden Ellett beat him for sure. And now they'll try the tag there, and once again, he was still on the base. So credit Dylan Leffler there with a stolen base. The first strikeout of the ball game for Chappell, and with 1 out, Bo Bateman will come to the plate. Pitch on its way. Bateman swings and pops this one up. Cooper Williams giving it a look along with Ellett. Is he going to get enough room? And it comes back into play, cut back on him towards the field. And Cooper Williams was the first baseman, was the closest man to the ball, but he just couldn't quite come up with it. It's no balls and a strike. That's hard when you're running, especially with the way the baseball will cut. Sometimes it will cut away from you or cut back onto the field of play. And right there, Ellett just ran out of room. No balls and 1 strike to count. Right-hander comes home, breaking ball, misses high, and the count now evens at 1-1. Brennan Wagner, the center fielder, due up next here for the Tigers. The right-hander from the stretch. Chappell gets a swing and a miss there out of Bateman, and it's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Chappell out. Tyler Chappell not hitting today, but playing defensively out in left field. That one swung out, popped up. Again, going to give it a look, but it's going to go foul here up over the roof here at Brent Brown Ballpark. The roof that extends all the way down from the first base concourse all the way along to about the end of the stands on the third base concourse. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball right off the plate. The count evens now at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here on Bo Bateman. Porter Van Oren in center field playing pretty straight away. The 2-2 pitch misses low, ball 3, and now the count will run full, 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Bo Bateman. Brennan Wagner in the on-deck circle. Tabiona trailing in this one 6-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That one swung on and rolled foul down the line, and the count will be 3 balls and 2 strikes. October baseball, the 1A classification here in the state of Utah, playing their baseball in the fall. The 2A through 5A will play their baseball season in the spring. The 3-2 pitch swung on, popped up. Cooper Williams, the first baseman, he's going to call everyone off. He'll make the play for the 2nd out of the inning. So with 2 outs, Brennan Wagner, the center fielder, will come to the plate. And Tabiona in a big need here to try to find a way to get that first run of the ball game. But right now, Landon Chappell settling in quite nicely for the Wayne Badgers. The Wayne Badgers got here. They beat St. Joseph in the quarterfinals down at Nelson Field down in Spanish Fork, 9-0. Before coming back to defeat Panguitch as that one misses off the plate, a called strike, and it's 0-1. It looks like it just caught the outside corner. They beat Panguitch yesterday in the semifinals 9-5. So this is a Wayne team that can swing the bats. Both of these teams have good offenses. The 0-1 pitch. This one's on the outside corner again for a called strike there to Wagner, and it's 0-2. This would be the third base coach here for Tabiona, trying to tell Brennan Wagner, hey, get a little closer up in the box or something. He was telling him, kind of pushing his hands forward, so that's the only thing I can imagine. The 0-2 pitch misses this one for a ball, and it's 1-2. Wayne was beginning to kind of head right off the field, but it was called the ball, and it's 1-2. Getting his lead out on second base is Dylan Leffler. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. And the 2nd inning comes to an end. The 2nd strikeout for Landon Chappell. And once again, Tabiona gets a man on base via the air, but then they strand him at second base at the end of 2 here from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 6, Tabiona 0. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Tabiona, Wayne 6, Tabiona 0.
Top of the 3rd inning here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. The Wayne Badgers come up here in the 3rd with 7, 8, 9. Porter Van Oren will lead it off as the right-hander will wind and kick, and the breaking ball from Devin Leffler is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. It's going to be Van Oren, Patterson, and Landon Chappell coming up here for the Badgers. Devin Leffler, the right-hander, winds and comes home. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And Devin Leffler's been able to drop that breaking ball in there quite a bit here. It's now quickly 0-2 here. So we had a little delay here. Looks like our home plate umpire communicating something here with the Wayne dugout. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Devin Leffler once again kicks and delivers the pitch. That one blocked in the dirt by Dusty Jones. He kept it in front of him, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Van Oren. One ball and 2 strikes to count. Devin Leffler ready to go. Working here from the windup. Infield playing straight away. 1-2 pitch swung on. That was going to be bounced up the middle. Could be a tough play. Bobbling it as Humphrey's going to get into center field. And reaching base here to start the third is Porter Van Oren. And that is the first error of the ball game against Tabiona. That one was going to be a tough play for Humphrey, but I think he would have made the play. But he just kind of bobbled the baseball, got underneath his glove. And so Van Oren is on here to start the third. And now that's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson wears number 24 with kind of a closed stance. That bat right out in front of him, waving it around. And the pitch, a breaking ball, swung on, grounded, foul. There is the Wayne head coach in that third base coaching box. Tried to find a way to stop that, but just wasn't able to get there. No balls and a strike here on Peyton Patterson. Pitch on its way, breaking ball, swung on, grounded to third. Clyde's going to field it. He's going to throw across the diamond to first. The ball's going to eat up the first baseman, Leffler. The ball's going to skip around. Going over from second down to third base is Porter Van Oren, and Wayne has runners on the corners again with nobody out here in the third. What I should be, and it will be, the second error against Tabiona here in the inning as Peyton Patterson reaches on the air. Now with runners on the corners, Landon Chappell's going to come to the plate. Dusty Jones is going to have a conversation, and I think we're going to have either a pitching change here or something. I don't see a coach out for Tabiona. So all I see is somebody running in to trade out gloves, and typically that means that there's a substitution coming. Now everything's going to be explained here, it looks like, to our home plate umpire. As Humphrey was running back out to the mound. I don't know, I think he might have just changed gloves, and that's what it looks like happened. Reno Humphrey, I'm not sure if he had I don't know if he has 2 different gloves or what happened, but it looks like he ran into the dugout to change his glove, and so now we'll see here if that will make a difference for Reno Humphrey short. So no outs, and Landon Chappell, the pitcher, will try to help his own cause. Chappell walked back in the first inning. Runners on the corners here. Nobody gone in the top of the third inning. The delivery comes, breaking ball, swung on and fouled away as going on the pitch was Patterson from first. It's 0-1. 6-0 lead for Wayne. The Badgers with 6 runs on 2 hits. Control problems for Tabiona really been the story here early on. No balls and 1 strike to count. Runners get their lead. Patterson might be taking off again. Kind of shortens that lead over at first now as everybody will be kind of a little more aware of him taking off this time. No balls and a strike. The pickoff move, and back is Patterson as the throw came over. And the count will now even, the count won't even back up, but we'll have another 0-1 pitch here. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Double play depth up the middle. And now the step over to third, throw over to first, and everyone's back safely. That's something that you see a lot in high school baseball. I've seen it a little bit in college, and I never understand why you step to third, because the minute you step to third, that runner from first is going to get back. I've just never understood it. Breaking ball swung on by Chappell, lined into left field for a base hit. Coming in to score is Van Oren, and it's 7-0 Wayne here in the third. RBI single for the pitcher Chappell. He's able to help his own cause. And now here in the third, Jaden Ellett will come to the plate. The leadoff hitter.
0-0. Jaden Ellett.
Ellett walked back in the first inning and went down on strikes to end the inning in his second at-bat. That was the last time we saw him hit, was to end that first inning. Devin Leffler, the pitcher, working from the stretch, comes home, breaking ball, misses inside for a ball, 1-0. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Tabiona in the camouflage tops and the white pants. Wayne in the yellow tops and white pants this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch coming in, that one in the dirt for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Wayne seeking their 5th state championship. Their last one coming in 2010. Tabiona has never won a state championship. The 2-0 pitch coming home, that one misses away, ball 3, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to count here on Jaden Ellett. The story of this one so far has been control problems for Tabiona. They've allowed a lot of walks, a lot of hit batsmen, and those walks and hit batters have come around to score. The 3-0 pitch comes in. That one settles right in at the knees, and the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike here on Jaden Ellett. We saw Dylan Leffler there, the second baseman, kind of come in at the last second there, try to throw the base runner off, slap his hand into his glove before heading back out, and there he'll slap it again. The 2-1 pitch misses away, ball 4. Sorry, the 3-1 pitch misses away, and Wayne has loaded the bases here in the 3rd inning. The second walk of the game drawn by Ellett, and now Brock Brinkerhoff will come to the plate. And we'll see here as we'll have a visit to the mound. I think this might signal a pitching change here for Tabiona, but we'll check and see, and it will. We're going to have a pitching change here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It looks to be Justin Clyde coming in to pitch, and we will figure out the changes and come back. Here in the top of the 3rd inning, it's Wayne 7, Tabiona 0. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Well, here in the top of the 3rd inning, no pitching change for Tabiona, as that was the first visit by a coach to the mound here in the inning. And the pitch comes in. That one blocked in the dirt by Dusty Jones. Brinkerhoff quickly putting his hand up to the runner at third saying, "Don't go." So Wayne with the bases loaded. Tabiona will bring the infield in. At third base, it's going to be Peyton Patterson. Landon Chappell at second. Jaden Ellett over at first. The 1-0 pitch on its way home, and that one sits right off the plate, ball 2. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to count on Brock Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff without an official at-bat on the afternoon. He has 2 walks on the day, and he's come around to score both times he's gotten on. The 2 balls and no strikes to count, and the 2-0 kick and the delivery comes. That one in there for a called strike. The fastball just sits right there on the low outside corner, in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. Nathan Dendy on deck here for the Badgers of Wayne, who right now are putting on cruise control. The breaking ball comes in at the knees for a called strike, and the count evens up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield comes in, so a ball's gonna have to be hit right at him, and that's the hard part, is your reaction time is a little bit less when you bring that infield in. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Did they say he foul tipped it? No, it is strike 3. And Brock Brinkerhoff goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. A huge strikeout for Leffler, his 3rd of the afternoon. And now Nathan Dendy will come to the plate, number 43. Dendy walked back in the first and got hit by a pitch in the second. So again, another member of the Wayne offense that doesn't have an official at-bat on the afternoon. The pitch, a breaking ball, swung on by Dendy. Can he keep it fair? It's just going to go foul down the line. That one didn't go foul by much, but that stayed fair. That would have got home at least 2, and the runner over at first. Ellett probably gets down to third. Up the middle, the infield will play double play depth. The ground ball, they'll try to turn it and end the inning. 0-1 pitch swung out by Dendy. A fly ball hit out to right. Coming in is Fabrizio. He's over towards, and that one's going to go foul, and it'll be quickly no balls and 2 strikes to count. A long run for Fabrizio, but if he makes that catch, the runner's able to tag up from third and score. So maybe not a bad thing that Fabrizio didn't get there, although you would really prefer the out there in a sense, but at the same time, you would trade the out for the run. That would be something when you're trailing by 7, you'd have to debate. The 0-2 pitch comes home, breaking ball, swung on, grounded to third. Clyde fields it cleanly, comes home. The throw's going to get through the catcher's legs. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run. It's Chappell to throw, and not being able to get the ball in time to apply the tag. Dusty Jones tried to throw it, and it wasn't there. It's 9-0 Wayne here in the third, as that's, I believe, going to be an E5. Still waiting for it to officially go up on the board. It's got to be an error because they had the out, and it will be the 3rd error against Tabiona. Dendy's going to reach on the air. Patterson and Chappell both score. Moving down to 3rd is Ellett, and I believe, yes, Dendy did get down to 2nd base. So Cooper Williams will now come up here with 1 away in the inning and a 9-0 lead for the Wayne Badgers.
Number 15, Cooper
And I
Williams.
think we're going to have, it looks like a defensive position change. Going to 2nd base, it's going to be Justin Clyde. Going down to 3rd base, it's going to be Dylan Leffler. So just kind of an interesting, you don't see that too often in the middle of an inning. A coach comes out and says, I'm not making a pitching change, I'm making a defensive change. Tabiona will once again, the shortstop's going to come in. They're going to try to keep these runners from being able to score. Here's Williams, and the first pitch blocked in the dirt by Dusty Jones, but it won't skip far enough away to allow the runner from 3rd to come in, Jaden Ellett. One ball and no strikes to count here on Cooper Williams. Williams 0 for 1 with a walk. He hit a ball really hard at Justin Clyde. This one's rolled to Clyde at 2nd base. The runner won't try to score. The throw to first is in time for the 2nd out of the inning. So just a slowly hit ground ball. Ellett could have maybe tried to score, but it was just hit right at the old 3rd baseman, Justin Clyde, and really Clyde probably would have had an easy play. So he does get 1 out there. So with 2 outs, it's going to bring up Brendan Robbins. Robbins in his last at-bat had a sacrifice fly that brought home the run in the 2nd. And there's a breaking ball. It's in there for a called strike on the outside corner. It's quickly no balls and a strike. Robbins had that, and then he also struck out back in the 1st. No balls and a strike to count. The runners get their lead in the 0-1 pitch. That one's blocked by Dusty Jones. It looked like that was destined to get to the backstop, but Jones able to throw his body out there and make sure that he was able to catch it. Now the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Zach Davis on deck for the Badgers if the inning should continue. 1 ball and 1 strike to count, and the wind and the delivery comes home. Breaking ball sits right in there at the knees, and the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Brendan Robbins. Running on at 2nd base is Nate Dendy. Jaden Ellett running over at 3rd. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that one's going to be fouled away there. And it moved to 1-2. You could hear the ball hitting the shin guards there of Dusty Jones behind home plate, and then it kicked over towards the Wayne dugout. So a new baseball delivered out there to Devin Leffler on the mound. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Leffler looking for a big strike 3 to keep the damage to minimal. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball high, and the count moves to 2-2. Tabiona has had control problems, and Wayne has found a way to cash in on walks and errors, and the pitch comes home, breaking ball low and inside ball 3, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Brendan Robbins. Outfield playing pretty deep. Bo Bateman in left's playing maybe 7 steps off the warning track out there in left. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, as Brendan Robbins goes down on strikes for the second time in the ball game. But the damage is done for Wayne. They tack on 3 more here in the inning. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 9, Tabiona 0. The Tigers come up from the bottom of the 3rd. They have some work to do. We'll see what they can do in the bottom half of the inning here at the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Through 2.5, the score is Wayne 9, Tabiona 0.
Bottom half of the 3rd inning beginning here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Ryan Pickens here with you calling the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship game. It's Wayne and Tabiona, and the Tabiona Tigers come up with Wyatt Fabrizio, who stands in and takes a first pitch called strike at the knees, 0-1. Be Fabrizio, Dusty Jones, and then Devin Leffler, 9-1-2 for the Tigers here in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch comes, that one in there about belt high for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on Fabrizio. I do want to apologize. I've been saying Porter Van Oren. It is everything that I have here on the roster I was given was Porter Van Orden. That one comes inside for a ball, and the count moves to 1-2, so I do apologize for mispronouncing that throughout the ball game. 1-2 pitch coming in. That one misses low and away for a ball as Ellett was ready to start throwing that one around the diamond, but it was called the ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Fabrizio chases one out of the strike zone, and there's one out here in the 3rd. That is the 3rd strikeout for Landon Chappell. We now go back to the top of the Tabiona lineup, and Dusty Jones. Jones is 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error. When you reach on an error, they consider it an out, because had the error not been made, you would have been out. So he reached on an E4, an error by Brock Brinkerhoff. And now the first pitch to Dusty Jones is swung on and popped high up. Giving it a look over is Cooper Williams. He's going to run out of room, and that one's going to go foul down, it looks like, to the maintenance area that sits right past the first base dugout here at Brent Brown Ballpark. A couple of things to kind of keep an eye on here at Brent Brown Ballpark. You have the bullpens that sit in play down both the right field and left field line. You have the maintenance area that sits back on the first base concourse. And just for an extra fun, there's a road that runs right behind the right field fence. That ball is going to be lined into the left field for a base hit. Dusty Jones will take a hard turn around first base, and he will hold there with a 1-out single. And Tabiona's got their first hit of the ball game here in the 3rd. They've gotten other base runners on, but they've gotten those base runners on via 2 errors from Wayne on the day. And now Devin Leffler, the pitcher, will try to see if he can help his own cause and get something going offensively. Leffler grounded out. There's a pickoff move. The ball is going to get past the first baseman and roll all the way to around the bullpen area. Dusty Jones will make it down to second base on what will be probably an E1 against Chapel. I'm not sure if they'll give that against Chapel or whether they might give that even there to Cooper Williams for the ball getting past. It looked to be a decent throw anyway from the pitcher. That one swung out and missed by Leffler, and it's 0-1. Nonetheless, it is the third error for or against the Wayne Badgers today, and Dusty Jones able to move up to second base. So Tabiona's got a man in scoring position. The 0-2 pitch blocked again in the dirt, and the throw back to the pitcher. I thought maybe the snap throw was coming by Ellett down to second, but he just throws it back to the pitcher. Count evens at 1-1. Tabiona's had 2 runners in scoring position this afternoon. They stranded them both times. That one inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. Back in the first inning, Dusty Jones got actually down to third base, and then Dylan Leffler got on in the second inning to second, but wasn't able to come around and score. There's a ball that's hit out into the gap. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming in to score, it's actually going to go right up the middle into center field. Dusty Jones scores, and the Tabiona Tigers are on the board. That's going to be an error there against Brendan Robbins as he just kind of mishandled it and went into center field. So Jones able to find his way aboard, and Tabiona now has, it looks like, some signs of life here as Reno Humphrey will come to the plate here. Humphrey wears number 13, stands in. Pitch comes home. That one swung out, popped up. That one's going to go foul, and it'll be no balls and a strike. Humphrey wears number 13. And now looks like Humphrey going to come out of the batter's box. He's going to take off his batting glove and toss it over to his teammate in the on-deck circle. So apparently he didn't really like the idea of using the batting glove here. Tabiona out of Region 17. Had a pretty good season overall. Took some losses to other teams that were pretty good, or all teams that made the playoffs, as that one misses away for a ball, a 1-1. They had losses this year to Panguitch, St. Joseph, lost to Paiute, a team that was in the semifinals, Bryce Valley, and then also then lost to Valley on the season. But overall, a pretty good season for head coach Ryan Jones and company. Humphrey hits that one high to center field. Coming over and making the play is Van Orden, and the second out of the inning is recorded. So a good hard hit ball, but just one that was able to be tracked down in center field. Just kind of a routine fly ball for Van Orden. And now with 2 outs, it's going to bring up Justin Clyde. Clyde is 0 for 1. He flew out to Van Orden to end the first inning. Clyde has been kind of moved around the infield today. That one misses low for a ball. It's 1-0. He started over at third base. Then in the top half of the third inning, Ryan Jones came out of the dugout and said, hey, I want to move you to second, and move Dylan Leffler down to third. That one's snap throw down to first, and Cooper Williams can't apply the tag in time, as sliding back under the bag was Devin Leffler. So 2 balls and no strikes the count here on the right-handed hitting Justin Clyde. Dylan Leffler in the on-deck circle if the inning should continue. That one in the dirt, taking off, trying to get down to second. The throw is going to go be offline, and moving up to second base is Devin Leffler. So a good stop by Jaden Ellett behind home plate, but his throw was well up the baseline. It was more towards the first base side of the second base bag. 3 balls and no strikes, and Chapel will just turn and look back to second, and just standing there was Devin Leffler, like, okay, throw it, I know I'll get back. The 3-0 pitch is swung on and missed, and something you don't see very often is a hitter swinging 3-0. Justin Clyde had the green light and swings through it, and the count moves now to 3 balls and a strike. So Clyde should see something good to hit here. Chapel sets, comes home, the 3-1, misses away, ball 4. And so a walk here with 2 outs will now bring to the plate Dylan Leffler. Leffler started on the mound today, faced the first 4 hitters of the ball game for Tabiona, and then put them all via the walk, and then his pitching days come to an end. So he would love to redeem himself here with a 2-out hit. Swung on and missed at the first pitch, as just out in front of it was Leffler, and it's 0-1. Leffler reached on an error in the second inning, then got stranded on at second base. The right-hander from the stretch. Chapel comes home. That one swung on and fouled back. And it's going to be 0-2 here on Dylan Leffler. Cam Leffler in the on-deck circle. Dylan Leffler, a senior, playing in what could be his last high school baseball game. That ball swung on and hit out into the gap. It's going to slice right over towards Peyton Patterson, who's not going to handle it. Coming in to score from third is Devin Leffler, and Tabiona has plated their second run of the game, which I believe might end up being, and it will be, an error against the right fielder, Peyton Patterson. The 5th error of the ball game for Wayne, and now that keeps the inning alive. Here comes Cameron Leffler. Leffler wears number 32. Stands in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Leffler just swung through and came up empty. So a big second run of the game for Tabiona as they're starting now to take advantage of some errors. You're gonna to wonder if maybe some early jitters are now starting to work out for Tabiona, and they can put up runs in a hurry. Breaking ball misses high, ball 1, and the count evens now at 1-1. 5 errors on Wayne so far through 2 2/3 of an inning. That one swung on by Leffler, and that one's going to be fouled away. And the count will now move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Running on at second base is Justin Clyde. Dylan Leffler running over at first. For Tabiona, wearing the camouflage tops today. And the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, good stop behind home plate by Ellett as he'll make the throw back to the pitcher, and the count evens at 2-2. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Van Orden maybe a couple of steps in center field. Peyton Patterson playing a little more shallow too in right field. The 2-2 pitch coming home. Breaking ball high off the glove of Ellett, and the runners will both move up 90 feet. And so now with 2 outs in the inning, Tabiona on a base hit could take big advantage here as Clyde goes down to third, Leffler to second. And now Cameron Leffler stands in with a full count. He's 0 for 1 on the afternoon, went down on strikes, back in his lone at bat in the second. Landon Chapel needs a big strike here to keep the momentum favoring Wayne as the 3-2 pitch on its way. High, ball 4, and Tabiona has loaded the bases here in the third. And now Bo Bateman will come to the plate here with a big opportunity to help his team out to get back in this one.
Bo Bateman.
Bateman 0 for 1. He popped out to first baseman Cooper Williams in his last at-bat. We'll have a visit out here to the mound. It looks to be Scott Ellett heading out to the mound here to have a quick word with his starting pitcher, Landon Chapel. On a beautiful, bright, sunny day for baseball here at Brent Brown Ballpark, the Utah Valley University campus. In the backdrop here down the left field line, University Parkway, out towards center field. They'll have a little more traffic coming on University Parkway as the afternoon goes on with the college football game in Provo later tonight. Here's Bo Bateman. Bateman 0 for 1 as he flew out or popped out to Cooper Williams back in the second inning. Big at bat here. Tabiona trying to add a couple more runs. The first pitch swung out and missed. Bateman took a strong cut and just came up empty. Landon Chapel looking for that big final out here to kind of end this comeback attempt by Tabiona. That one misses away, and holding up on the swing there was Bateman, and it's 1-1. If the inning should continue, Brendan Wagner in the on-deck circle. Pitch swung on and missed, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The tournament started earlier in the week down at Nelson Field down in Spanish Fork, where the defending 4A state champion Spanish Fork Dons call home. Then came up here yesterday and today. The pitch swung on, grounded right back to Chapel. This should be the inning. Chapel's toss over to first in time. and the inning comes to an end. But if you're Tabiona, you have to be excited. You get 2 back in the third to kind of cut into that lead at the end of 3 here from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 9, Tabiona 2. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
For Tabiona in the third, they come up with 2 runs off 1 hit. There was 3 Wayne errors, 3 left. After 3 complete, it's Wayne 9 and Tabiona 2.
Top of the 4th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah, and the Wayne Badgers come back up. It's going to be Zach Davis to stand in and lead it off. Davis threw 2 at-bats today, a 2-run single back in the first, and then also popped out to the pitcher, Devin Leffler, and the wind and the delivery comes home, and that one bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. It's going to be Zach Davis, Porter Van Orden, and Peyton Patterson, 6th, 7th, and 8 coming up here for the Wayne Badgers here in the top of the 4th inning, scheduled to play 7 here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Pitch coming home, that one swung on and popped up down the lines and go foul, be 0-1. Some action beginning down in the Wayne bullpen, a right-hander getting loose. Can't quite catch a number on the pitcher down there. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The wind, the delivery comes home, that one good. Stopped there by Dusty Jones behind home plate, and the count will move to 2-1. So the opportunity to start somebody in a situation like this, if you get a big lead, then you can kind of then go to the, maybe an arm you've used the last couple of days. That one misses down low, ball 3. And the count moves to 3 balls and a strike here on the leadoff hitter, Zach Davis. And Wayne on the day has done a great job of finding ways to get the leadoff man on. There's a slow breaking ball that settles in on the outside corner, and the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch has just found a way to sit right on the outside corner, and just that slow breaking ball made it tough. The 3-2 pitch, the wind, the delivery comes home, another breaking ball, and that one misses, ball 4. And so the leadoff hitter on here in the 4th for the Wayne Badgers. Here comes Porter Van Orden. Van Orden on the day. Orden had an RBI triple back in the first inning and then grounded out to short in the 3rd. Van Orden playing center field today. As working here from the stretch, the delivery comes home. That one high with the fastball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. One ball and no strikes to count. The right-hander working here from the stretch. Ready to go. The delivery comes. That one blocked in the dirt. Nice stop by Jones again. And the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. But Devin Leffler having a hard time here to start the 4th inning of finding the plate. Wayne had a really good season. Their first loss didn't come until August 22nd. A loss to Paiute. They also lost to Panguitch, Paiute again, and Panguitch a second time. And that one gets in there for a call strike, 2-1. So not a bad season when your 2 losses are to other teams that came to the state semifinals. So pretty good season, very good season overall for Wayne. They're trying to finish it up with a state title. 2 balls and a strike. The wind, the delivery comes. Breaking ball settles on the outside corner for ball 3. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike to count here on Porter Van Orden. Van Orden reached on an error, came around to score, and then had a RBI triple on a ball that he hit deep into left center field. And the 3-1 pitch coming home misses, and that one's going to get to the backstop. That's a live ball. Zach Davis going to make the turn around second, but he will hold because quickly getting to the ball is Dusty Jones. And now back-to-back walks to start the 4th inning. He's going to bring up Peyton Patterson. Peyton Patterson is 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice in the first and then reached on an error back in the 3rd. Patterson came around to score, though, in that inning. As right now it looks like Wayne might be making some sort of change here. As number 48, who's listed on their roster today as Dal Nelson's going to come to the plate to hit here for Peyton Patterson. So we'll make that change there as number 48 will enter the game. Now, high school baseball does have a re-enter rule.
48, Dal Nelson.
And so it might not be the last time we see Peyton Patterson in the ball game, but Dal Nelson will hit here in his spot here with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. You might want to be prepared, and maybe Nelson's going to lay down a sacrifice bunt here. We haven't seen that from either team really throughout the day. Most of the time it's been free swinging, and the first pitch to Nelson's on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike here on Dal Nelson. Landon Chappell, the pitcher, getting loose on deck. He'll be scheduled to hit here in the inning. Tabiona back playing at double play depth, looking for the ground ball to try to turn 2. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, swung out and missed. Nelson kind of just, I don't want to say weakly, but just kind of threw the bat head out there and came up empty. Not a very strong swing as he was trying to, I think, slow down his swing to catch up with, to kind of delay being able to hit that curveball. The 0-2 pitch comes home, another breaking ball right on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. I would say that Devin Leffler, since he's come in the ball game, has been throwing a majority of his pitches have been the breaking ball. He's thrown a lot of fastballs, but for the most part, it's been that kind of slow-moving curveball that he's been going with so far on the afternoon. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Checking the runner at second. Here's a breaking ball. That was called. Strike 3 on the inside corner for the first out of the inning. Credit Leffler with another strikeout. That, I believe, is number 5 on the afternoon. And with 1 out, Landon Chappell is going to come to the plate. Chappell walked back in the first and then had an RBI single in the second inning, in the third inning, came around to score. Pitch to Chappell. That was a fastball that misses off the plate for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Brent Brown Ballpark after today will be quiet until college baseball season starts in February, when Utah Valley University will call this place home for their spring baseball season. That one swung on and fouled back, and the count evens at 1-1. And then for a 5A once again, I believe Brent Brown Ballpark will be used quite a bit for those state tournaments in May. And then, of course, a minor league team plays here in the summer. So this facility gets used quite a bit for baseball throughout the year, almost at all times, I guess you could say. 1-1 pitch. Here's a pickoff move. Diving back is Zach Davis as he's able to slide back in under the tag. Located kind of on the southwest corner of the UVU campus here. The 1-1 pitch coming home, and that one's going to be taken. A good job by Chappell there to hold up. That's a kind of a difficult thing to do, to hold up on that low breaking ball and be able to hold up in time. Chappell was able to do that there, and the count moves now to 2 balls and a strike on Chappell. Jaden Ellett in the on-deck circle for Wayne, trying to keep this inning going. A 9-2 lead for the Wayne Badgers here in the 4th. That one's going to get to the backstop, and moving up 90 feet is going to be Davis and Van Orden. And so now 2 runners in scoring position, both once again men that got on via the walk. Has been the big thing tonight to this afternoon to hurt Tabiona. Landon Chapel will stand in. Once again, that infield comes in. The 2-1 pitch. That one low, ball 4. And the bases are loaded here with 1 out in the 4th. And that will allow the Tabiona infield to move back. But right now, Wayne trying to do something to try to open this one up. Here's Jaden Ellett coming up. Ellett is 0 for 1 officially. He does have 2 walks on the day. Came around to score back in the 1st. Ellett hitting in the leadoff spot for this team, and the first pitch swung on. That one's going to be grounded in the hole. It's going to be backhanded. Humphreys only plays home, and he's not going to have it. And everybody is safe, and that was going to be a tough play there for Humphrey. It was hit in the hole where there's really, I don't think home was the smartest way to go. I think I would have tried to go for second to get an out somewhere. He makes one of the more longer throws, but the third baseman wasn't on the bag. And so now it just kind of put him in a tough spot where to go. Humphrey chose to go home, and everybody was able to move up. Davis scores, and the fielder's choice, Ellett will reach, and now here's Brock Brinkerhoff. 0 for 1 with a pair of walks and a couple runs scored. That one low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. And the lead now 10-2 in favor of Wayne. 10-run rule is in effect here in high school baseball, even in the state championship game. Something to keep an eye on here as we play here in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one swung on, fouled back, and the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1A baseball season started back on August 6th for Wayne, where they defeated Green River. They played then a doubleheader on a couple days later against Paiute and Green Valley. That one right on the outside corner gets in there, and count evens now at 1 and 2. So 1 ball and 2, sorry, it doesn't even, but it goes into the favor of the pitcher, Devin Leffler. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Brock Brinkerhoff. And that's going to be a balk, and the runners are going to move up. He completely looked like he was going to first and then came home. So coming in to score from third is going to be Porter Van Orden, and that's going to move everybody up 90 feet. That was a pretty clear balk. Chapel moves to third, and Ellett moves to second. And it'll be still a 1 and 2 count here on Brock Brinkerhoff. Infield will come in for the Tigers. They'll try to cut down that run at the plate. The 1-2 pitch, high, ball 2, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes on number 14, Brock Brinkerhoff. Nathan Dendy in the on-deck circle would be scheduled to hit next for Wayne. That one's going to be grounded right back to the pitcher. They're going to throw to first. They're going to get Brinkerhoff. Everybody else has to hold up. A great stop there by Devin Leffler. If that ball gets past him, potentially it gets up the middle. That could have been 2 runs. And here comes Dendy now with an opportunity to extend the lead with a 2-out hit. So with 2 down, Dendy's going to come to the plate. Dendy's walked, been hit by a pitch, and reached on an error. Still without an official he's 0 for 1 because that reaching on air would have accounted as an official at bat. Now with 2 down, the breaking ball swung on and missed. A foul tipped into the glove. It's 0-1. Running on at second base is Jaden Ellett. Over at third, it's Landon Chapel. The 0-1 pitch, the wind, the delivery comes. Swung on and missed. There's once again that breaking ball thrown by Devin Leffler. Has been tough for the Wayne hitters to catch up to, or I guess maybe slow down enough to hit, should be the way you would say that. Is now they have an 0-2 pitch. Dylan Leffler comes home. Breaking ball inside for a ball, and it's 1 and 2. Leffler looking for that final strike here of the top of the 4th, trying to get his team up in the bottom half of the inning because they do have some work to do. The 1-2 pitch, that one blocked in the dirt for a ball, and the count moves now to 2 and 2. Especially when you're up in the count 0 and 2, that's the last thing you really want to do is have a couple of balls in the dirt or kind of bring that count back into the, maybe I don't want to say the hitter's favor, but trying to even it back up or even go 3-2. We'll see what they can do here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. The kick and the delivery comes home. That one, a good stop by Dusty Jones as he's able to reach out there and grab the glove. If that one's to the backstop, that would have brought another run home, and it's 3 and 2. Count goes full to Dendy. First base is open, so a walk here doesn't necessarily have a negative effect outside of putting the runner on. 3-2 pitch swung on by Dendy and fouled away as he'll get that one up and off the concourse roof here, and it will roll back to the onto the it's kind of the parking lot area. It sits behind Brent Brown Ballpark. And now the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 down, top of the 4th inning. Devin Leffler, the pitcher on the mound, working from the stretch. Time called here. Dendy will take a quick step out of the batter's box, look down at third, and now step back in. Dusty Jones is going to come out here and have a quick conversation with his starting pitcher, as this is the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game. The winner of this will be the 2015 state championships. Wayne last winning their last state championship back in 2010. Tabiona looking for their first state championship in school history. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. The right-hander set, ready to go. Leffler kicks and delivers breaking ball inside, and it hits Dendy. And now he'll move down to first base. And the bases will be loaded with 2 outs, and Cooper Williams coming to the plate. Cooper Williams on the day has walked and scored in the first, lined out to third, and grounded out to second. So you have probably the right hitter up if you're Tabiona. You've had a hitter that doesn't have a hit yet, but the negative side to that means that Cooper Williams is probably due for a hit. So it's kind of a 50-50 chance here. We'll see with the way Devin Leffler has been pitching. He's done a really good job with that slow breaking ball. We'll see what he can continue to do here with 2 down in the 4th inning. Already 2 runs across for Wayne. They have scored in every inning. 5 runs coming, which in the 1st inning. The wind, the delivery comes, and the pitch swung on. That one's hit hard to short. Humphrey's going to backhand it. He's going to have to throw all the way to first, and he makes the throw in time to end the inning. That ball was hit hard. Humphrey with a great backhand, and his throw was in time to end the 4th inning. But Wayne adds 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning at Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 11, Tabiona 2. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Wayne has 2 runs, they lead 3. After 3.5, it's Wayne 11, Tabiona 2. Derek Farmers of Utah would like to thank all participants and good luck in today's ball games. Remember to refuel with chocolate milk for all the nutrition you need and to help you to perform your best. Plus, it tastes great. Les Schwab Tires has been in business since 1952. They have one great promise. They can do it, they won't sell it.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. The Tabiona Tigers coming up 8-9-1. Brennan Wagner stands in, and he's going to lay a bunt down. And it's going to go foul right about the time that Jaden Ellett picked it up and threw it down to first. So that will be no balls and a strike to count here on Brennan Wagner.
Number 18, Brendan Robbins.
So Brendan Robbins will come in and now pitch for Wayne. So a great start by Landon Chappell. His day has come to an end here as Brendan Wagner stands in. The 0-1 pitch comes, and that one's off the glove into the backstop of Ellett, and it's 1-1. So Landon Chappell had a pretty good ball game. In fact, I think Landon Chappell might be the guy behind the plate now, and it is. So Landon Chappell will now do the catching. Not sure who's at short. We'll try to get that to you momentarily. That one blocked by Chappell, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Wagner 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Had a strikeout back in the 2nd inning. Wagner, Fabrizio, Dusty Jones, 8-9-1 due up. Breaking ball once again there as Wagner ducks that out of the way, and the count moves to 3-1. Tabiona wearing their camouflage tops and white pants. Wayne in the yellow tops and the white pants. The 3-0 pitch misses, 3-1 pitch misses low, and that's ball 4. And Brendan Wagner is just standing there. Finally, his coach said, "Hey, you need to go to first." And that's ball 4, so the leadoff guy is on, and here comes Wyatt Fabrizio.
Now coming to play, number 9.
Fabrizio is 0 for 1 on the day. Went down on strikes swinging to start the 3rd inning. Robbins comes home. That ball is grounded right to first. Touching first base, and the throw down by Cooper is going to be late. Almost going off the bag. There was Brendan Wagner. He was running. He didn't slide. He almost ran through the base. And applying the tag was the shortstop, but not able to do it in time. But they do get 1 out there. They do get Fabrizio. And Wagner moves down to 2nd. Here's Dusty Jones. Jones has reached in both of his at-bats. He reached on an error back in the 1st, had a single in the 3rd, and then came around to score one of the 2 Tiger runs in the 3rd. Here's a pickoff move, and they almost got Brendan Wagner. He was kind of caught napping there as Brinkerhoff kind of stood in behind the 2nd baseman, came in, and Wagner just barely gets underneath the tag. He almost got picked off there for the 2nd out of the inning. The pitch on its way home, swung on and missed. Dusty Jones took a big cut at that. He kind of tell frustration. He wanted to slam the bat down into the dirt, but he held back, and it's 0-1. Big hole on the right side. Brinkerhoff playing about right on the 2nd base bag, kind of like a first baseman would hold the runner off. Pitch comes home. That one's a fastball right on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. That pitch is probably right where you wanted it as a hitter. Can't think of a better pitch you'd rather have. Of course, some hitters do like, more the middle in or the inside corner. Some like them outside. It just depends on the hitter. Right there, that one is put right on the outside corner. Chappell lining up about a foot off the plate. That one misses, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Brendan Wagner with a pretty conservative lead there on 2nd base. Brinkerhoff playing close. Now he'll move back out towards 2nd. That one's a rocket shot past the diving shortstop into left center field. Here comes Wagner around 3rd. An RBI single is delivered here by Dusty Jones, and it's a 11-3 ball game here in the 4th. A rocket shot hit as the new shortstop tried to come up with it, and he just hit right by him, and an RBI single now keeps the inning alive for Devin Leffler. And the new shortstop, just so everyone knows, is number 00, Jaden Ellett. So Ellett moves to short. And now double play depth being played up the middle here. Ellett, we're not really playing double play depth. He's playing a step or 2 in at short, but he's still close enough to the bag on a ground ball to get there, as his first pitch is swung on and fouled away by Devin Leffler. Leffler's grounded to short back in the 1st, reached on an error and came around to score in the 3rd inning. Dusty Jones, the runner over at first with a pretty good lead. And the pitch on its way home. That one right on the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. Brendan Robbins likes that pitch right on the outside corner. In fact, really, Chappell's lining up pretty much right on that outside corner of that plate. That's exactly where he wants to live. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. And we'll get another 0-2 pitch as We play baseball here in the bottom of the 4th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah. Winner gets the state championship. That one right off the plate again, ball 2. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Devin Leffler. Reno Humphrey on deck. If the inning should continue here for Tabiona. Pitch on its way home. That one off the plate, and I believe now the count goes full 3-2 here on Devin Leffler. Sorry, it is 2-2. So I was a little bit of a pitch ahead there. The 2-2 pitch breaking ball swung on, fouled away. And we'll get another 2-2 pitch as that one was fouled down into the bullpen area for Wayne. On a beautiful day for baseball, highs getting into mid-70s today here in southern Utah County. Pitch swung on and fouled back, and now we'll get another 2-2 pitch. So Devin Leffler really standing in there and battling right now. And now we'll get set here as Brendan Robbins, the right-hander, and get some new baseballs, it looks like, delivered out to our home plate umpire. Wayne would love a double play ball to end the inning and get up in the top of the 5th inning. Tabiona has some work to do. The Tigers trying to chip their way back in this. The 2-2 pitch comes in. That one's in the dirt. Chappell's going to one-hop a throw, and sliding in, stealing the base safely is Dusty Jones. Jones with the stolen base. He's now in scoring position with 1 out. And Leffler will stand in with a 3-2 pitch. About to come home. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back, and that one will hit off the netting just next to the Wayne dugout. Outfield playing pretty straight away for Wayne. It's going to be Porter Van Orden in center field, playing a little bit towards maybe left center. And the pitch swung on. That was going to be chopped over to third. That's going to hold Jones at second. The throw over to first is going to be pull him off the base, and the ball comes loose. Now trying to go to third is Jones. The throw to third is not in time, and everybody's safe. So the throw over from Zach Davis kind of pulls the first baseman, Cooper Williams, off the bag. Williams tried to apply the tag, then the ball comes out of his glove. And then by that time, it was Dusty Jones that had to hold at second, but then when the throw comes over, he's able to start heading down to third. And now Reno Humphrey coming to the plate here with 1 out and a big RBI opportunity coming up for Tabiona. That is the 6th error against Wayne on the afternoon. There's a pitch that misses off the plate for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes to count. Infield at double play depth. That's could be 2. Ground ball is going to be fielded. They go to short for 1. The relay to first in time, and a 4-6-3 as it was Brinkerhoff to Ellett to Williams to retire the side. Tabiona gets 1 at the end of 4 here from Brent Brown Ballpark. It's Wayne 11, Tabiona 3. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Top of the 5th inning here at Brent Brown
Leading off
Ballpark
for
in
Wayne here
Orem
at the
as
top
we
of the
move
fifth.
into kind of the
Number
later
18,
innings here of the state
Robbins.
championship game. It will be Brendan Robbins to stand in and lead it off. Robbins has a sacrifice fly on the afternoon to go along with a pair of strikeouts. As Devin Leffler begins his first pitch and Robbins swings through it, and it's no balls and a strike. It will be Brendan Robbins, Zach Davis, Porter Van Orden, 5, 6, and 7 coming up here for Wayne in the top of the 5th inning. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. They count on the current pitcher for Wayne. So pitcher versus pitcher here. See who wins the best of this battle as the 0-2 pitch on its way. That one blocked in the dirt and skips away for a ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thanks for joining us today here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com for the 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game. The 1-2 pitch set, ready to go. Devin Leffler on the mound, the right-hander working as he delivers home the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, it looked like it's going to foul away. It's going to go, it looks like, off the shin guards of Dusty Jones behind home plate. And we'll do another one. We'll have another 1-2 pitch. Ready to go with the 1-2. Outfield and infield straight away for Tabiona. Breaking ball swung on. That ball's hit well out to left, but right at the left fielder, Bo Bateman, for the first out of the inning. Bateman, if he's playing a few steps in, may or may not have gotten to that. So Bateman playing maybe a little bit deeper in left field there. That time it paid off. Here's Zach Davis. Davis has a 2-run single, a pop out, and a walk. He's come around to score 2 runs today for Wayne. Breaking ball, high for a ball, and it's 1-0. The only guy, Brendan Robbins, the last hitter, the only player for Wayne not to score a run today. Pitch swung on and missed, and it evens the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike to count. The right-hander ready to go. Winds, kicks, and delivers. Breaking ball again, misses off the plate. And the count moves to 2 balls and a strike here on Zach Davis. The 2-1, the wind, the delivery comes home. That pitch misses low, just below the knees, and the count moves to ball 3. It's 3-1 now on Davis, and a good hitter's count here. Probably a good chance he's going to see a fastball. We'll see here what Devin Leffler decides to go with. The 3-1 pitch comes home, breaking ball, swung on and missed. And it's going to be a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tabiona could really use a 1-2-3 inning here and then get up in the bottom half of the inning and try to continue to chip into that lead. The 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, swung on and fouled away as Dusty Jones tried to hold on to the baseball, wasn't able to, and the count now runs full 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Everybody's set, ready to go. Chappell comes, sorry, not Chappell. That one's delivered, grounded over to first base. There, Leffler trying to win a foot race, and he does. And for the second out of the inning, Cameron Leffler able to get to the base for the second out of the inning. Here comes Porter Van Orden now. Van Orden on the day, an RBI triple, reached on an error and then walked back in the 4th inning.
Now coming to the plate, number 8, Porter Van Orden.
Getting ready to go on the mound, Devin Leffler winds, kicks, comes home, first pitch, low in there for a called strike. Looked a little low, but it looks like it caught the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. This would just be huge for Tabiona to find a way to get a 1-2-3 inning. The 0-1 pitch comes home, breaking ball, misses away. The count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tabiona's last loss came on August the 22nd. They had a couple of pretty big stretches where they didn't have games. The 1-1 pitch, that one breaks inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. They lost on August 22nd to Valley 9-6. Then they didn't play until September 11th when they swept a doubleheader from Green River. That one swung on and missed once again. That breaking ball from Devin Leffler's done him well today, and the count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Then they waited about another 11 days. They didn't play again until the 22nd. And they closed their regular season on the 25th of September. That one high for a ball, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. So just kind of an interesting kind of schedule setup for Tabiona as the 3-2 pitch on his way breaking ball. That one's lined back up the middle by Van Orden into center field. And a 2-out single comes here in the top of the 5th inning to keep this inning alive for the Wayne Badgers. And now that's going to bring up number 24, Peyton Patterson. Patterson hit back in the first inning into a fielder's choice, reached on an error back in the 3rd inning, and then was removed here from hitting in the 4th inning. Dal Nelson hit for him. So here's Peyton Peterson now, or Peyton Patterson as he stands in. That one is going to hit him. They're going to say it looks like it must have caught his knee or his ankle or something there because it's a hit by pitch, and he's aboard here with 2 down for the pitcher Landon Chappell. Chappell started on the mound and then has now moved it behind the plate. Here's we have to still make some of our defensive changes here, so sorry about that. So with 2 outs, it's going to be Landon Chappell who's now catching. Chappell has an RBI single, a walk, and a pair of walks on the afternoon. So an opportunity here to try to really for sure open this one up. If they would score 2, if somehow they get that run home from first, they'd be up by 10. And that one swung on and missed. It's 0-1. In the bottom of the 5th inning then at that point, Wayne, if they prevented Tabiona from scoring, could win the state championship. The 10-run rule comes into effect after 5 innings. No balls and a strike, runners get their lead, and that one misses away for a ball. And the count evens now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Van Orden, the runner at second base. It's going to be Patterson, the runner over at first base. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Devin Leffler checks the runners and delivers home that pitch. Going to catch the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Landon Chappell. A big pitch coming here. Tabiona looking for the first inning that they didn't allow a run today. That one low for ball 2. And the count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle, everyone kind of playing normal depth now as Humphrey will come in right behind the bag here, try to hold on Porter Van Orden as best he can. Van Orden not a very big lead. The 2-2 pitch, that's high, ball 3. And now with the count moving full 3-2, the runners can take their leads. The runners will probably be moving here with the pitch. The 3-2 pitch, runners go, swung on and foul back to the screen. We'll redo the 3-2 pitch. Runners will retreat back to first and second base. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Jaden Ellett, if the inning should continue. 11 runs on 4 hits today and 6 errors for the Wayne Badgers. That pitch misses, ball 4. It's blocked in the dirt, but Dusty Jones will quickly get there, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs. And here comes the top of the lineup and Jaden Ellett. So Tabiona is able to get the first 2 outs of the inning, but then Porter Van Orden gets a base hit. Patterson finds his way on by getting hit by a pitch, and now Landon Chappell walks, and so what looked to be a pretty quick 1-2-3 inning has turned to be some trouble for Tabiona as the first pitch to Ellett is missed out of the strike zone for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Ellett has 2 walks, a fielder's choice, and has struck out so far on the afternoon. The 1-0 pitch, that one right on the outside corner with the fastball, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Van Orden at third, Patterson at second, Chappell over at first. The 1-1 pitch, big leads on the base pass. There's a base hit. That's going to score 1. Coming right behind him is Patterson. Here comes the relay throw. Going to third is Chappell, and it's 13-3 in favor of Wayne after a 2-run single by Jaden Ellett. clutch hitting right there, a 2-run, a 2 RBI single, and now that's gonna bring up Brock Brinkerhoff. And now we're gonna have a visit out to the mound by Coach Ryan Jones here, and have to kind of wonder if Devin Leffler's afternoon might come to an end, as it looks like they might be making a change here. We're gonna wait to know for sure. Dylan Leffler just came trotting in from second base, the game starter. And we'll see here exactly what's going on here, as it looks like just a visit out to the mound, as in the bottom half of the 5th inning, if Tabiona doesn't score, then right now Wayne looks to be 3 outs away from the state championship. Brock Brinkerhoff will get ready to make his way into the batter's box, as the conference on the mound has come to an end here, getting ready to anyway. And it looks like we're gonna have a pitching change. So we'll take a break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher after the break. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
For all your stats and prep standings are available at MaxSports.com. Max Sports, the official stats partner of the UHSAA. Please help us return all foul balls to the nearest dugout. For number 1 in prep sports, go to DeseretNews.com. Deseret News, now you know. Low-fat chocolate milk is a natural post-exercise recovery. It has what it takes to help you replenish, rehydrate, and rebuild that strenuous exercise, and it tastes great.
Top of the 5th inning, new pitcher coming in for Tabiona. They're gonna go back to number 21, Dylan Leffler, who actually got the start in this ball game, pitched to only 4 hitters before being removed from pitching back in the 1st inning. He'll see here if he can have a little bit better luck here with Brock Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff up with runners on the corners and 2 down. The first pitch is gonna be low and away, and taking second base on the stolen base is gonna be Jaden Ellett, so credit Ellett with a stolen base. And now a 1-0 count on Brock Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff with 2 walks, a strikeout, and a ground out. The 1-0 pitch on its way, that one high for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Nathan Dendy on deck if the inning should continue here for Wayne. Now, Tabiona will need to score in the bottom half of the inning at this point to try to keep this one going. The 2-0 pitch on its way, breaking ball is going to be high, ball 3, and the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes on Brock Brinkerhoff. Runners get their lead over at third base. It's Chappell, Ellett at second. The 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike at the knees, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Brendan Wagner again kind of shaded more towards left center, where he's been for most of the ball game. The 3-1 pitch misses away, ball 4, and Brinkerhoff has drawn his 3rd walk of the afternoon, and the bases are loaded for Nathan Dendy. That is the 5th walk given up by Dylan Leffler in pitching today.
Now coming to the plate.
He has yet to record an out, as Dendy's going to come to the plate. Dendy walked back in the 1st, came around to score, got hit by a pitch in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 3rd, and then got hit by a pitch again in the 4th. So I guess, if he gets hit by another pitch here, I guess he we could give him a hat trick, but it's kind of mixing hockey and baseball, so I don't really think we have something like that to give him. But and the first pitch on its way is going to be on the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to Nate Dendy. Dendy here, I'm sure, would just take an RBI single, as he saw a pretty good pitch the first time, a little bit of an open stance. That front foot pulled a little bit towards left field. The 0-1 pitch swung on, and that one's hit high into the air over towards the foul line. It's going to go foul onto the seats. There'll be no balls and 2 strikes. It goes onto that grass berm down the left field line. The berm starts just past the third base dugout, goes all the way into about left center field. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Dylan Leffler kicks and comes home. Breaking ball, misses high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. I've seen the berm packed a couple of times when I've been here. It's packed all the time during the summer when the Orem Owls play here at UVU, but I've seen it packed on one occasion, UVU and Utah baseball last year. That one swung on and fouled down the line. It'll be 1-2 here. Dendy getting a pretty good pitch there, just kind of pulled it foul. Ellett running on at second base. Down at third is Landon Chappell. Tabiona looking for this big final out here of the 5th inning. Leffler sets, kicks, and delivers home. That pitch swung on and hit well to center field. Getting back is Wagner, though. He's under it, and he makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. But the damage is done. 2 more runs scored here in the 5th, and now Tabiona has their backs up against a wall. They need to score 1 here to keep this game going. Wayne is 3 outs away from a state title. We'll find out how this one finishes after the break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
Wayne comes up with 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. After 4.5, score is Wayne 13 and Tabiona 3.
Bottom half of the 5th inning here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. Ryan Pickens here with you at Brent Brown Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University, where right now the Wayne Badgers are 3 outs away from a state championship. It's going to be 4, 5, and 6, Justin Clyde, Dylan Leffler, and Cam Leffler. 4, 5, and 6 coming up against Brendan Robbins, and he starts the first pitch low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to Clyde. Clyde is 0 for 1. He flew out to center back in the first and then walked in the third. The pitch there right on the outside corner, and the count evens now at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch ready to go again. That one right on the outside corner, called strike 2. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Justin Clyde. Tabiona came out early on in the ball game offensively and just started swinging a lot of pitches, and Clyde swings and misses, strike 3, and Wayne is 2 outs away from a state championship.
Now coming to the plate,
Brendan Robbins' first strikeout of the day, and here's Dylan Leffler, who started the game on the mound for Tabiona, then went to play second base and then came back into pitch. Leffler's reached on 2 errors this afternoon. Swings and misses at the first pitch. It's 0-1. That one goes off the glove there of Robbins, and teammate will go pick up the ball and give it back to him. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Leffler. Leffler set, ready to go, swings and fouls that one away. And the count now moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Cam Leffler in the on-deck circle for Tabiona. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming home, and that one misses off the plate. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Leffler, or sorry, not Leffler, but Robbins comes home. And Leffler almost started to swing, but was able to hold back. And the count moves now to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here on Leffler. Dylan Leffler ready to go, gets the 2-2, swings and hits this one high into the afternoon sky. Coming in and left, and it's gonna fall for a base hit. Leffler is gonna round first base where he's on with 1 out here in the 5th. That was just a high hit ball. Tyler Chappell, the left fielder, came running on. Ellett goes running out. And coming in from center was Van Orden, and it was just too long of a run. It hit so high into the air that it gave him plenty of time to try to get there, but it falls in the one spot where nobody can get there. Here comes Cam Leffler to the plate. Cam Leffler has struck out and walked back in the 3rd inning. With 1 out here in the inning, Leffler stands in from the right side. Dylan Leffler gets his lead over at first. Double play depth up the middle. And the pitch comes and swung on and fouled away, 0-1. No balls and a strike to count. Working here from the stretch on the mound, Brendan Robbins trying to shut this one down for Wayne. 0-1 pitch coming home, the 0-1 right on the outside corner. Here comes the runner, goes. The throw is not in time. Sliding in head first there was Dylan Leffler, his 2nd stolen base of the game. And now he's in scoring position here with 1 out. Brendan Robbins takes a long look back at second to Dylan Leffler. Robbins gets the sign, checks the runner at second again, comes home. The pitch blocked in the dirt, a good stop by Landon Chappell behind home plate. And it evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bo Bateman in the on-deck circle for Tabiona. The pitch comes in, low, ball 3. And the count moves full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count here on Cam Leffler. The 3-2 pitch misses. And in fact, I don't think it was 3-2. I think our umpire flashed 2-2, so I think now it's 3-2. Yep, now it's full. Now it's a full count, 3-2. 3-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and foul tipped in the glove for out number 2. And now Wayne is just 1 out away from a state championship. Back-to-back strikeouts by Brendan Robbins. And here comes Bo Bateman. Bateman has popped out to first and grounded out to the pitcher in his 2 at-bats today. The Wayne fans on their feet as that one misses away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Wayne's last state championship came back in 2010. That one's high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Looking to try and add another state championship to that trophy case down at Wayne High School. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch comes in, misses, low, ball 3. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Brennan Wagner, the man in the on-deck circle, would be scheduled to hit if Tabiona can keep the inning going. Robbins checks the runner at second, comes home. That one swung on and fouled away, and the count moves now to, I believe it's 2-1. I want to say it's 2-1. Scoreboard shows 3-1, but I want to say it's 2-1. We'll wait to see the umpire when he flashes up the count, but I believe it's 2-1. It's 3-1, so I was wrong, sorry. So 3 balls and a strike here on Bateman. The pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 2, and Wayne is 1 strike away from a state championship. They arise to get on their feet here on the first base dugout. From the stretch, Brendan Robbins checks the runner at second. The 3-2 pitch, swung on and popped up into left field, coming in strong, and it's diving catch. The ball falls. Coming around third and gonna score. And coming in is Leffler, and it's a 13-4 ball game. And Tabiona finds a way to stay alive there as Tyler Chappell came running in. We'll see. I believe that's going to be a single for Bo Bateman. And now that's going to bring up Brendan Wagner. Wagner went down on strikes in the second, walked in the fourth, and he fouls the first pitch back to the screen. It's 0-1. So we will move on to play the 6th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark after that run comes in to score. And time call, Brendan Wagner will step out of the batter's box here as pick up one of the baseballs that was in the on-deck circle and give it back to our home plate umpire. No 0-1 pitch coming on its way. That one swung on and missed. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. The count here on Wagner. Wagner has been playing in center field, has walked and struck out so far on the afternoon. The 0-2 pitch on its way. That one in the dirt. Here's the snap throw down to second. It's going to get into center field as Bateman, I don't think, saw the ball get necessarily into center field, but his head coach in the third base coach's box quickly throwing out the don't go sign as Porter Van Orden was right there on the baseball. Would have had a good play to get him at third. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And the 5th inning comes to an end. But Tabiona gets 1 run on the 2 hits. And we head to the 6th inning after the break, where Wayne 13, Tabiona 4. You're watching the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Championship game here on KSL.com and DesertNews.com.
Wayne 13 and Tabiona 4.
Top of the 6th inning, starting here at Brent Brown Ballpark here in Orem, Utah, where the Wayne Badgers come up in the 6th. They'll send up 4, 5, and 6. Cooper Williams, Brendan Robbins, and Zach Davis coming up here against the right-hander Dylan Leffler, who will begin the 6th inning, as Tabiona able to extend this ball game to a 6th inning by scoring that 1 run here in the 5th inning. So Cooper Williams stands in. Dylan Leffler ready to go. He winds and delivers the first pitch home when Howen swung out, popped up. In play, there's the second baseman is there and making the play for the first out of the inning. I'm trying to see if that's, believe that is Leffler out there, and that's the first out of the inning here in the 6th. So with one out, here's Brendan Robbins.
Now coming to play, number 18.
That's
Brendan
Devin
Robbins.
Leffler, who it looks like makes the play out there, and that one's for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to count. I'm sorry, no, that is number 1. That is Justin Clyde at second base. Devin Leffler is over at third base. The 1-0 pitch about to come home, and the pitch swung on and popped up. This one's going to go foul, and it evens the count of 1-1 on Brendan Robbins. Robbins, the only Wayne Badger not to come in and score a run on this afternoon's ball game. Everybody else has come around to score once that has had a plate appearance today. The 1-1 pitch, the wind, the delivery comes home, breaking ball. That one breaks inside, a little too far inside for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The count here on Brendan Robbins. The 2-1, the kick and the delivery comes home. That one misses low and away, ball 3. And the count moves to 3 balls and a strike here on Brendan Robbins. In the on-deck circle, it's going to be Zach Davis, number 26. A 3-1 delivery home from Leffler, and that one's on the outside corner, called strike, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Dylan Leffler has been able to find the strike zone here in his second appearance on the mound so far on the day. He's been able to pitch pretty well the second time through today. Pitch swung on and fouled away here by Robbins. So Robbins able to stay alive here on this great Saturday afternoon for baseball here at Brent Brown Ballpark on the campus of Utah Valley University. So the 3-2 pitch about to come home. The wind, the delivery home, and that one bounces in the dirt, ball 4. And so Robbins finds his way on here in the 6th inning, and that brings up Zach Davis. Zach Davis had a 2 RBI single back in the 1st inning, popped out to the pitcher, walked in the 4th, and then his recent at bat grounded out to Cam Leffler over at first base. So with 1 gone here in the top of the 6th, Davis stands in. Robbins gets a pretty good sized lead over at first. We'll see, and Dylan Leffler will throw over, and diving back safely is Robbins. Winner of this game will be crowned the 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball Champion. Have that title until this time next year. Davis swings, hits that one high into center field, coming in strong, trying to get there. It's going to fall right in front of Wagner in center field. Picking it up is going to be Fabrizio, and getting it back in, but moving down to second base is Brendan Robbins on, once again, just this high fly ball that just kind of hangs out there and just finds enough grass to fall right in front of the center fielder. Brendan Wagner was sprinting in from center field, but he's playing a few steps deeper than we see a lot of center fielders play at this ballpark, and that was one of those situations, maybe that extra step there cost him the out. Van Orden swings, he takes it back up the middle. Coming around third is Brendan Robbins. He is going to score. The ball's misplayed in center field by Wagner, and so moving down to second base, and he's standing there, is Porter Van Orden, and we're back to a 10-run lead for Wayne, and coming in to score there was Brendan Robbins, and every member of the Wayne Badgers to play today has come around to score a run. Going down to third is Davis, and Van Orden, I believe what's going to be a single and then an E8, moves to second base. And it looks like they didn't give him an error on that, but so Wagner kind of maybe fortunate there that he wasn't given an error, because Van Orden probably doesn't get to second base unless the throw there is bobbled. Now we're going to have, it looks like, a change made here by Wayne as the conversation with the home plate umpire. And we're going to have an eruption here from the Wayne fans here. We're going to have a pinch hitter coming up to hit. It's going to be number 34 for Wayne. That's Parker Davis is going to come up to pinch hit. So Davis will hit here in the spot for Peyton Patterson. With a couple of men on, Wayne looking to try to extend this lead here and force Tabiona. Once again, Tabiona will be in the same position they were in the 5th. They'll need to score at least 1 right now to try to extend this ball game into another inning, but depending on what Parker Davis does here, they could have to score a couple of more. Infield will come in here for Tabiona. This is Parker Davis's first plate appearance of the ball game. The first pitch on its way, high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to count. Davis hitting for Patterson. The second time we've seen Peyton Patterson be pinch hit for in the ball game. The 1-0 pitch about to come home. The wind, the delivery comes. That one high and tight for ball 2. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Running on at second base is Porter Van Orden. Zach Davis running on at third. Ready to go with the 2-0 pitch. That one swung on and missed, as taking a big cut there was Davis, and he came up empty. It's 2 balls and a strike. Dylan Leffler, the right-hander, working from the far side of the pitcher's mound. On the rubber on the mound as he gets ready to go. The 2-1 pitch on its way home. That one in there for a called strike with the fastball right about knee high on the inside corner. Just kind of put in a spot where there's no way for Parker Davis to really do much with that. The 2-2 pitch ready to come. The wind, the kick, and the delivery comes. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And a big strikeout there for Dylan Leffler, the second out of the inning. And now that's going to bring up Landon Chappell.
Now coming to play, number 23, Landon
So
Chappell.
Landon Chappell on the day has walked 3 times and had an RBI single. An RBI single in the third was a clutch single for Wayne, as the first pitch misses low for a ball, 1-0. Chappell started the game on the mound and then moved behind the plate when Brendan Robbins came in to pitch. Infield back for Tabiona. They're looking for that final out here, and the 1-0 pitch misses high, ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes to count. Davis and Van Orden get their leads on a base hit here. Van Orden will probably score from second base. The outfield for Tabiona playing back. Ready to go here, the 2-0 pitch. The kick and the delivery on its way. That one in there about knee-high with the fastball. It's 2 balls and a strike to count on Landon Chappell. Right now, the right-hander, Dylan Leffler, looking to try to go back to work. Looking to get that big second strike here on the top of the 6th inning. The kick and the delivery comes home. Swung out and missed, and the count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the on-deck circle is Jaden Ellett if the inning should continue. Tabiona, when they come up in the bottom half of the inning, will have Wagner, Fabrizio, and Dusty Jones coming up. The 2-2 pitch taken inside ball 3, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sorry, check that. It will be Fabrizio Jones and Devin Leffler coming up. 9-1 and 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Dylan Leffler, the pitcher on the mound, comes home. 3-2 pitch, swung on, popped up down the right field line. Giving it a look is Cam Leffler, but it's going to go foul into the maintenance area, and we'll have another 3-2 pitch coming. Just warming up today in Orem for short sleeves on at the ballpark. People waving the programs around for fans. Won't be too much longer. You might not have that warmer weather here in Orem, so wintertime will be fastly approaching. The 3-2 pitch swung on, and Chappell swings and fouls that one away. And the count runs full 3-2. Van Orden at second base. Down at third, it's going to be Zach Davis. They both get their leads. Davis, a pretty aggressive lead down that third baseline. Van Orden as well, a good lead out at second base. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 4. Landon Chappell draws himself a walk, and the bases are loaded here for Jaden Ellett. The 4th walk of the game for Landon Chappell. He's officially right now, well, from the way I calculate it anyway, that's not official, but Landon Chappell is 1 for 1 with an RBI and 4 walks, so he only has the 1 official at bat. Here's Jaden Ellett. Last time had a 2-run single back last inning. He takes the first pitch high for a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Ellett has a hit, 2 walks, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice. That 2-run single, though, back in the 5th inning helped extend that lead there out to 10 at the time. before Tabiona would score in the bottom half. 1-0 pitch swung on. That one's bounced foul down the third baseline. We'll get ready to go with what will be a 1-1 pitch coming here to Jaden Ellett. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Brinkerhoff in the on deck circle for Wayne if the inning should continue. That one misses off the plate for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield playing at normal depth right now. They just need an out at any one of the bases. They can get the outs. Probably go to the closest one. Outfield playing pretty straight away. The 2-1 pitch on its way, swung on and fouled straight back. That's going to roll up and hit the netting and then roll back down. There's just a small gap where if a ball does that, where it can get through into the seats. And if you're in about the first 8 rows or so, you're not typically going to get a foul ball, but here at the high school game anyway, if you get the foul ball, they have you return it to the nearest dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind, the pitch comes home. Breaking ball, high and tight, ball 3. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Ellett. With the 2 outs, the runners will probably be on the move here. Davis at third, Van Orden at second. Chappell at first, runners go. The pitch swung on and rolled over to third. Diving's going to get through. 1 run is scored. Here comes Van Orden, and they're going to wave a 3rd run, try to score from first. The throw, and they're going to make the tag out on Chappell at the plate. Chappell tried to come around, almost made it. Maybe if he would have slid, he might have had a chance, but the 2 runs do come in to score. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark. Tabiona needs 3 right now to keep this one alive. Wayne, once again, for the 2nd straight inning, is 3 outs away from a state championship. Can Tabiona extend this one to the 7th? We'll find out after the break here on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com.
In the top of the 6th, Wayne has 3 runs after 5.5. Score is Wayne 16 and Tabiona 4.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Brent Brown Ballpark in Orem, Utah, as we get ready to go here to see if Tabiona can find a way to extend this one to the 7th inning. They'll have the part of the lineup coming up that you really want if you can try to extend this one. You have hitters who have found their way to get on base. Wyatt Fabrizio, Dusty Jones, and Devin Leffler coming up. Fabrizio is 0 for 2, but then you get a Dusty Jones who's been on 3 times, and then Leffler's gotten on twice. And the first pitch misses away for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. So Tabiona's going to need 3 runs to keep this one going, and this one misses ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Brendan Robbins missed on the first 2. 2-0 pitch on its way, and that one misses high, ball 3, and the count runs to 3 balls and no strikes. So just what you want of your Tabiona is try to find a way to get that leadoff man on and then see if you can't string together some hits. 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1. Fabrizio is kind of already starting to turn ahead to first. You could tell he was kind of like, oh, that was a strike, okay. So 3 balls and a strike. Robbins comes home, breaking ball, misses high ball 4, and Wyatt Fabrizio is aboard here to start the 6th inning. So Fabrizio reaches, and here comes Dusty Jones.
Number 24, Dusty Jones.
Jones on the day has reached on an error, singled and scored in the 3rd, and then had an RBI single in the 4th inning. He's also thrown in a couple stolen bases throughout the day. He's had a pretty good all-around day for Tabiona. Robbins comes home, first pitch, swung out and missed as Jones took a big cut and came up empty. It's no balls and a strike. Fabrizio gets his lead over at first base. It's a pretty conservative lead as the 0-1 pitch once again hits the outside corner, and it's 0-2. The hitters for both teams have had to really get close to that plate as they've been able to. The home plate umpire's been given that outside strike call pretty well to the pitcher. So Dusty Jones up on the plate, swings and hits this one high. Coming in on the infield grass, going just onto the outfield grass to make the play is Ellett, and it's the first out of the 6th inning. So with 1 out, it will be Devin Leffler coming to the plate. Devin Leffler has reached on an error twice and grounded out to 3rd. Leffler reached on an error by the shortstop and also the 3rd baseman. First pitch on its way, that one low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Ellett and Brinkerhoff up the middle, playing double play depth. Cooper Williams holding Fabrizio on as swinging and missing is Devin Leffler. It evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, swung on, popped up. Giving it a look, but it's going to hit the netting and roll back onto the field of play. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Devin Leffler. Reno Humphrey would be up next. He's in the on-deck circle. Brendan Robbins, the right-hander, ahead in the count here with 1 down. The pitch on its way. That one misses away. Good stop by Landon Chappell, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, swung on, that ball's hit to right field. Giving it a look looks like Patterson, but it's gonna go foul down into the Wayne bullpen, and we'll get set to go for another 2-2 pitch. So a good job here by Devin Leffler as he's standing in, battling in the count, fouling off pitches, trying to extend this ball game as best he can. See if he can, if all that work can pay off. The 2-2 pitch, this one grounded to short. It's gonna take a wicked hop. They feel that they go to Brinkerhoff for 1. That's all they're gonna get. That took a very difficult last-second hop on Ellett there, and Ellett able to make the play and makes the throw, and now Tabiona's down to their final out once again.
Now coming to the plate, number 13, Reno Humphrey.
So Reno Humphrey is grounded into a 4-6-3 double play, is grounded out to 2nd, and then also flew out, and he takes the first pitch high for a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes to count. On deck, if the inning should continue, it would be Justin Clyde. Robbins set the 1-0 pitch. Runner goes. That one swung on and fouled back, and it's 1-1. So returning to first base will be Devin Leffler. I don't think in this situation you would have saw that Wayne would have thrown down. I think they would have just let him have it. There's a base hit back up the middle for Humphrey. Going down to 2nd is going to be Devin Leffler. The relay throw comes in. So Tabiona will extend this ball game to see another batter, as it's going to be Justin Clyde coming to the plate. Good base hit. Just not the hardest hit ball in the world, but just a nice base hit that was able to find some grass out there. And here's Justin Clyde. Clyde has grounded out, walked, and struck out in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. Robbins comes home. First pitch is low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Dylan Leffler, the pitcher, to follow. Clyde here with 2 down in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch, here's a pickoff move, and diving back safely is Devin Leffler at second. Now I think we're gonna have a visit here out to the mound. I'm not sure if this is an idea of just to go out and calm them down, or if this might be a situation of, hey, that runner scores from second, it's not a huge deal. And that's the last thing you want to do is make an error throwing back to second base like that. So I'm not sure if it's just making sure everybody's on the same page. Because even if Leffler scores from second base, it's not the end of the world. You still have that over 10-run cushion, but that could kind of open up some other things. And that's not what you want to do at this point. So we'll see here just to kind of maybe calm down Robbins here on the mound as a 1-ball, no strikes count here to Clyde. That one is going to be inside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. A little maybe on the high side too for Clyde. Breakerhoff playing right on the bag, and the pitch comes home. That one right there for a called strike, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Once again, the Wayne faithful standing by the first base dugout. The 2-1 pitch on its way. That one high and tight, ball 3, and the count moves to 3 balls and a strike. Good hitters count here. Clyde should see a fairly good pitch here. We've only had 2 half innings where no team has scored. That one misses, ball 4, and the bases are full of Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes Dylan Leffler. Leffler has reached on 2 errors and had a single and came around to score in the 5th inning. That run that he scored was the run that kept the ball game, that sent the ball game to another inning. So Leffler will stand in. Bases full of Tigers. Wayne looking for that final out to seal a state championship. Runners won't be held on, and the pitch on its way home, swung on and fouled away at the first pitch. As it looks like it just swung on and just was fouled right into Leffler's ankle or shin, and he'll kind of walk it off, but he'll be down on the count, no balls and a strike. Brendan Robbins on, trying to close this one down. The right-hander Robbins has been pretty efficient so far. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and lifted. This could be it. Van Orden is back. He is under it. He is there. He makes the catch, and Wayne is your 2015 Class 1A Utah State Baseball champions.
Here's the pitch for Tabiona. They come up with no runs. 1 hit, 0 errors. They lead 3. A final score, Wayne.
The celebration for Wayne, their first state championship since 2010, and they will add another state championship to the trophy case today on a day where their offense started early and often. They took advantage back in the first of some errors that were made by some errors and some walks by Tabiona. They score 5 in the first, and they never looked back. The Wayne Badgers are your 2015 Class 1A state champions. I'm Ryan Pickens here for KSL.com and DeseretNews.com signing off, saying so long and have a great day. Once again, Wayne is your 2015 Class 1A state baseball champions.